conversation, and you'll try to like,
Andrew Tate over here.
yeah, women should put numbers on the foreheads. Says how many men they slept.
Bro, this guy is crazy.
Andrew Tate is wild, yeah. What up? Welcome back to the metaverse. I'm Dave.
I'm Dan. What's going on, bro? How you living, man? What up? What up? What up?
Having trouble sleeping, bro.
Is it the world? Is it because you saw Nope and you were so scared?
It's the monsters. The monsters under
Nope.
the bed.
So let's get into it, bro. What do you think? Should we talk about good stuff or bad stuff? Should we hit the good news or bad news first?
Trick question. It's all bad news.
That's a fact.
It just gets worse and worse. Let's go.
Let's start with the worst and work our way up.
Yeah.
So what do you think's the worst? It's all bad. I guess the market, right?
Yeah, I mean,
continues to be ass.
Booty. You got like companies just dropping bad earnings report, even though like the expected was somewhat lowered for some of the companies, and it's just like they're still not hitting their marks, man.
I mean, let's be honest, bro. I'm so sick of like this charade that the government's putting on that we're not in a recession, and like how they're basically trying to keep our economy to.
Don't say words the other way should not speak of.
You should not be named recession. But bro, it's just so obvious they want to keep like they're keeping our economy together with like popsicle sticks and duct tape until the election. And I feel like after that November midterms, bro, I feel like we are in it for a world of problems.
Oh, it's gonna be a wrap.
It's bad, bro. Like I'm not nervous because I know it's coming, but I'm like, damn, how bad's it gonna get?
Like like that, like the Democrats for the most part, they're just like, dang, we pretty much messed up having Biden like in presidency because he's not doing crap. But
did you see the article? The Washington Post. It's like Democrats stop criticizing Joe Biden. It's not right. I'm like, what? Does anybody like? I don't know, man. I feel like the world's just numb to it, and they're like, fuck it, politics are fucked.
Bro, it's just like he's doing terrible, and their team is just like, yeah, this dude, like, we messed up on this one. So like now all they can do is pretty much just be quiet about it, like, and try to keep everything covered just enough long enough where maybe they could win some elections. The Republicans are just like, yo, let this dude talk. Like he'll win us the elections.
Oh, yeah, because the Democrats really have everything to lose at this point because they still have the House and the Senate, right?
Yeah, but they're projected to like lose this coming elections.
And it's a damn shame to have the sitting president, the House and the Senate, and to still have the issues they have, bro. Like,
but I mean, like it's partly Joe Manchin's fault. Like he's pretty much like a Republican Democrat because he hasn't been on like anything on board with anything the Democrats have.
He's a Republican.
It's like he's a Crip, but he messes with the Bloods.
He bleeds red. Yeah, man. It's just I don't know. It gets. I don't know. I'm beyond frustrated at this point. I'm like, this is fine. I'm like the dog in the fire. Like
this is
fine. This is America. This is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, and like the Republicans, like pretty much, they're just like, yeah, we don't really have to do much. Like even if they win like the House and the Senate, like bro, it's just like they can just chill because the Democrats messed up most of it. I don't think they're gonna do anything either because like. I don't know. As far as like politically, like they've got the public right where they want to.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's a lose-lose, man. Because like I said, it's gonna get worse. I mean, we still got years to anything gets better. Like Joe Biden is a fucking disaster. He's shaking hands with ghosts. He's tripping over bicycles. There's shootings every day. Like and they still want to. Still, if you go on your phone and you look at all the news articles every day, it never fails. There's Trump articles. Why are we still talking about Trump? Why? Like, bro, he's been gone for 2 years. Y'all need to let it go. Like, he's not your. He can't be your scapegoat. Like, it's just it's annoying to me.
If you guys are still talking about Trump, like, you got problems. Like, I don't know. Like, CNN is pretty much pumping out like Trump daily, but like, you got to look at the facts and you got to look at life for what it is. Trump
Yeah.
is no longer really relevant. They're just trying to put him out there just so they have someone to blame, someone else to talk about. But if you're looking for current event news, like look at just look outside, all right?
Like, meanwhile, Hunter Biden's getting, foot jobs by Taiwanese hookers smoking crack. It's all coming out. This is
He's
fine.
got his own OnlyFans running right now. Showing
Bro,
exactly what he's doing.
it's crazy. And nobody cares. Like, it's just like,
Here's
man,
how to
like,
buy
what?
crack and get prostitutes from Taiwan and bring them into America.
He's literally like showing like step by step from his laptop, like him weighing crack with a hooker. Like, I have this many grams. No, it's crazy.
That's
Like,
wild.
I don't. Where do we go from here, dude? Like, I don't know, man. And I'm not saying that. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying the Republicans are right. I'm just saying that the current fixation on making sure like nobody criticizes the Democratic president and like everyone focuses on Trump. I'm like, bro, this is dumb. I feel like there's like, as a Democrat, there's a smarter way to go about all of this. Like, I don't know. They're trying to keep everyone divided as usual. But I think on a good note, everyone's getting frustrated. Like, everyone sees it for what it is. Majority of people. I shouldn't say everybody.
Because I think even now, shout out to Tim Cast IRL. I was watching one of their podcasts, and pretty much like even the Democrats are sort of funding Republicans now. Like, it's so crazy.
So now, what's gonna happen now? It's like we're gonna have like a red wave, and it's gonna be majority Republican, and it's gonna be too far to the right.
Yeah,
like
like we've gone too far to the left, and now that they've gone way too far, they got to overcorrect, and it's gonna go too far to the right. They're already talking about it. I don't know if you was like a video released a while ago where you had a bunch of Christians and they're pretty much, I think they're politically right, conservatives, and they're just talking about, oh, we gotta bring the church and the state together. We were never meant to be separate. They're just, it's like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like, this is not how things are supposed to be. And they're definitely gonna overcorrect and just go.
Which is a shame, because like everyone knows, like the real, there's like the left and the right, like it's all fugazi. Like the truth and like the right path is always in the middle. It's exactly like, and we're getting screwed by these politicians, no matter if it's Republicans or Democrats. But when you go too far one way, it's just shit gets screwy, dude. It gets screwy. Like the last 2 years seems to be a little screwy to me. I don't know about you.
Oh, it's been terrible, man.
But watch out for
even before that, like even when Trump was in office, it was like going, I wouldn't say too far to the right, but you could see it leaning towards the right more.
Absolutely.
And then now it's just like they swung all the way to the left, and then people are just like, bro, what are we doing?
I think like I'm so sick of hearing about this January 6th Capitol storming, when literally months before that, like, AOC and all of them were out there like, if it's got to get violent, it's got to get violent. Like, we're not going to talk about that.
Antifa and all the riots because of George Floyd. Like, and what's crazy is like they had like a bunch of like the justices and other politicians, like conservatives, their addresses were leaked after the whole pro-life. And it's just like, oh yeah, go out there and protest and tell them how you feel. And that's like, first of all, that's illegal, I think, to protest outside of Justice's house. Like, and nobody said anything about that. Nobody was arrested.
I would have been looking at my window like, you should have been aborted.
Like, it's I don't know, man. Like this country, I never saw this coming, man.
Nah, man. And it's just, I like, you got to feel bad for like the common man's, like, and woman, I should say, mental health, because everything is bad. Like, jobs are cutting back, inflation's at an all-time high. Like, people are struggling to make it, and where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Who's the hope? I don't see it, dude.
Hey, man, the hope is that we've all been desensitized. So
yeah,
just keep doing what we're doing, and I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
climate
I don't know,
change, and then this world's gonna burn anyway. So
listen, I'm sick of this people saying we're killing the earth. This is my opinion.
We are killing the earth, Dan.
We're not. The earth's gonna survive. We're gonna kill ourselves. The Earth may be uninhabitable for a few years, but trust me, the Earth's gonna get right after we're gone. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like we're only doing it to ourselves. If you want to say we're killing, we're killing our own humanity, sure, but the Earth's gonna be all right in the long run.
We gonna be all right.
So that's our happy news for today. So
No,
I think that's the saddest for me, just a political outlook. And I mean, I think that ties in with the market we talked about because it's only going to get worse. Like we were talking about like yesterday about cars and how like interest rates are going to keep going up. So what does that do? Like that, your loans for your house and your car are going to keep going up, which means more defaulted loans, which means, more things in, foreclosure, more things available. It just means more people struggling.
Oh, that's like the transfers to housing as well because, dude, like, what is it? Interest rates are going up. Pretty soon they'll get hit like 9% or something, or
it's gonna either be like 3/4 of a point or a full 1%.
Bro, people can't afford this stuff, man. Like nobody's getting paid like anywhere near as much as like inflation is killing everybody. Except for like, unless you're part of the 1% or even the 10%.
Unless you're part of the oil companies, they're doing all right.
I'm doing all right, I guess. But nah, man, it's just like, man, everything's just like killing us.
And like we talked about, like every time we do updates, we always talk about the food shortage coming. Like, and we'd say it's gonna be this fall. That's why we keep saying like this fall is. Like people need to brace yourselves. Like it's gonna get hairy. It's gonna get bad.
If you don't believe us, like YouTube, I don't know how, but YouTube's like on point, sending me recommendations of like what farmers are saying, and even farmers are like, yo, this fall is gonna be terrible for everybody because a lot of them they're not even like growing anything. Well, at least the last season's crop that they should have planted. They weren't planting, so there's nothing to harvest for us to eat this coming harvest. And a lot of the farmers, they're just growing food for their families at this point, and everybody else is just like, yo, we're screwed because fertilizer is expensive as heck at this point, to the point where it's just like it doesn't even make sense to buy it to grow food for just everybody. Man, it's not even
really
like
start this one on a high
burning.
note, huh?
I know. I'm getting depressed just from hearing everything.
Everything's screwed. Welcome
Thoughts
to the
in my
metaverse.
head.
That's why we live here, where the crops are always bountiful.
Yes. Where
You're
never hungry.
Oh man, so more pain. That's it. And crypto follows the market, so there's no need to really get into crypto. Like nothing's.
Well, it's
really
been doing all right. Like you're pretty much like on the money last time. You said it'll have a bounce back up, and who knows? Maybe it'll all tank pretty soon.
It's definitely gonna tank soon.
Do not tank. Do not tank. I'm gonna tank.
Oh man, so let's work our way up. We'll go from terrible to worse. Some about movies.
How's that worse? Like terrible.
Oh, I guess least. What's next level up?
All right.
Disregard my adjectives. I was never the best in English.
He's white.
So I mean,
we
did our video on Nope, and we thought that was as the kids say, mid moo.
It was alright.
It was all right. But I mean, we San Diego Comic-Con, they had the huge drop talking about all the Marvel movies coming out at the end of Phase 4, Phase 5, and Phase 6, and I am so excited for nothing. I don't know, man. Like I want to see Black Panther 2. I hope they do, Chadwick, do him justice.
Like at first, when I first saw the trailer, I was just like, I don't really care for anything Marvel anymore. I don't care for like anything superheroes anymore. I kind of want to see Black Adam though. It looks pretty cool. And then I saw like a breakdown of Black Panther. I was like, you know what? This might be nice. Like it might be
Killmonger.
Okay because
please.
Yeah, they might bring Killmonger back as a Black Panther. Hopefully, because that'll be like the saving grace of the movie. But at the same time, like I don't know. I just like this whole like everything that's been happening like in Marvel. It's just been trash. Like it seems like they're
Like,
getting
what was the
woke.
highlight of Phase 5? I was like, yo, I don't care about none of these movies unless Phase 4 starts making sense, and it doesn't make it. Like, it was all like Spider-Man: No Way Home. That was it. Everything else, I was like, eh, 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 eh.
Yeah,
Did nothing. You can
like
announce
Thor wasn't
Phase
even like.
5, 6, 7, 8. I don't give a damn. Like, I'm not hooked.
Yeah, and most of it's gonna happen in like 2025. Like I don't care about like movies 2 years from now. Like, bruh. And a lot of them, like, what the hell is a Thunderbolts? What's Echo? I've never heard
That's
of
a
any of
game.
this crap.
We play Echo all the
But
time.
yeah, I'm only looking forward to like Black Panther is the only one like I would probably go see, and then I mean Black Adam's DC. They said like DC's pretty much like taking over
This
Marvel
is a
now.
chance. Like, they really got an opportunity here to kind of step in on Marvel,
They just
because
have
I
to
know you
be
don't like Shazam.
consistent.
I
I
think
hate
Shazam
Shazam.
looks dope. Like, I
I
watched the
mean, yeah,
preview and I was getting hyped.
visually it looks good. I still hate the humor. Like I don't. Their humor's
Really?
terrible.
I thought it
I
was
don't
pretty
like it.
good, but
I don't
eh,
care for
stuck up. Look at him. Oh
it.
man.
I don't care for
Now leave me.
it. But
But yeah, I mean, and they
yeah,
got
I
Joker
mean,
2 coming out.
I don't
They
care
got some
for it.
bangers lined up. What'd you think about Joker 1?
Oh, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it
Yeah.
was decent, but man, like just one Joker, all right? Like we've had like five Jokers the
Yeah.
past like three
Yeah.
Batmans or something. Like it's crazy. Just one. And this
And
guy's like
like,
mad old, so
who's Batman? Because in Shazam it showed Affleck, I think, as Batman. Like, all right,
oh
what are we
really?
doing? Like, yeah, it showed him for a split second. I'm like, all right, Affleck,
And this
Patterson. Like, what
this
are we doing?
this Joker is like mad old and Bruce Wayne was like a kid. So like by the time he's an adult, Joker's gonna be like 70 with a cane. Like that makes no
Yeah,
sense.
like, I feel like the success of like the Infinity Saga like really caused these guys to try to do too much. You know what I
No,
mean?
I think after Justice League, they're just like, yo, let's just have fun with it. Do whatever.
Let
And
this
now it
guy.
just doesn't make sense.
Oh, I am excited for Daredevil, the show on Disney Plus. I like Daredevil. They haven't fucked him
Eh.
up yet.
I
Yep.
didn't watch like the show on Netflix or whatever it was on, so I don't
Neither did
care
I.
for
I'm hoping they're gonna bring Ben Affleck back as Daredevil.
Loki though.
Yeah, Loki was dope.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And I guess like when what's it called? Secret Wars, when that starts, maybe I'll come back again and well, I don't know, watch it, but
We're all bandwagon motherfuckers. Like, if shit gets good, we're back in it. We're like, yeah, Marvel pulled it off. It was all part of the plan.
did you
But as
see
movie viewers, we get to be that. Like, that's our we're entitled to do that. Like, if it sucks,
did
we
you
can tell you
see
it sucks.
did you see any of the Miss Marvel? Yeah, that's a no.
Nah, I heard it was good
Yeah,
though.
no,
I like everything.
no,
No,
no. They I don't know what woke reporter wrote that, but it was terrible, dude. And
the
even
same
on
person that was
Facebook,
like,
like I'm in a comic books group on Facebook, and I was checking out like the comments. I was a nerd once, okay. Okay.
once.
Uh
This is the guy that's talking to you from his Oculus. I remember when I was a nerd.
but yeah, like
Even his avatar's got glasses. Uh, you got perfect vision in the metaverse. Why you got glasses? Okay, that's enough.
oh, I
I ain't got
forgot.
no glasses.
I hate you.
I'm sorry, I just realized. It could be
Oh,
anything
that
in the
was good,
metaverse. He chose to be visually impaired. Uh, okay. Stop these guys.
bro.
Okay.
But yeah, like Miss Marvel, dude, it is terrible, man. I couldn't get
Like I
past like the
said,
first 5 minutes. Like I started skipping after like I think it was like 3 minutes. I started skipping through it, and I was just like, "Yo, this is first of all like I feel like it's a show for young people
yeah.
because I didn't care for anything that was going on, and it was just bad, man. And the fact that they said it was like the best Marvel show that came out, I was like, what?
Really?
Who the hell? Yeah. Like if you look at, I think on Rotten Tomatoes, it has like a 90 something score,
What?
score or something like that.
Can I be honest with you? I felt the same thing about Moon Knight. I barely watched it. I was like in and out, and I was like, this is I don't know what it is,
It
man.
was all right.
I
It was
didn't.
just
I couldn't get
interesting
into
that
it, man.
it was
The
interesting to
afterworld.
see like a new character, and he has like a mental disorder, I guess,
Yeah.
like mental disability. And then at the end, you finally see like the third personality that's been like doing all like the worst throughout the show, but nobody knows. Like,
Spoilers.
I don't know, it was all right, but yeah, Moon Knight, I didn't really care for it either. Like, it wasn't. None of these have been like up to par with like the past phase, like that 10-year run. It's just like
It's all comes down to Baby Yoda. He's still taking the cake.
Baby Yoda.
Grogu. Mandalorian.
I didn't watch Mandalorian or any of that stuff.
Mandalorian was good, man.
Not
And
that
I
much
tell
of
you
a
what,
nerd.
like, well, you watched Obi-Wan though.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and people were saying that was amazing too. Like, it's the greatest show. I was like,
Nah, a lot of older, like the older generation who like grew up with like the original Star Wars, they're saying like Obi-Wan was trash. Like it
nah, I
made
didn't
no
like it at all,
sense
man.
for the third sister. Like, why was she such an important character? And then like everything that happened with Obi-Wan made no sense. Like the dude was like trash in the beginning. Last fight, it's been only been like a week, by the way, in the whole series. And this dude knows how to fight and pretty much beats like Darth Vader. Like, what? He almost died just like a minute ago.
I'll never forget the first time they meet, and he's like hiding, like running away. And, like, how does Darth Vader come out of nowhere and scare him? When Darth Vader, like, just his machines alone are mad loud. And he's got a lightsaber. He gets the jump on him. I'm like, this is too much for me. I'm checking out. I could.
And then the third sister, she got stabbed like as a kid, got stabbed as a grown up, and she's like fine. Like, apparently in Star Wars, you can only get like chopped in half and die. Like, but if you get stabbed, like you're perfectly fine.
But so I guess we could get off Disney slander because that's pretty much what. I mean, what else? What else is coming out? Is there any other movies that are on your radar, or like anything else or shows? I saw they're making that '90s show. I don't care.
That 90s show.
Yeah, that's how old we are, bro.
What
They
the
made
hell?
it that '70s show. They made it that '80s show,
remake?
and now they're on that. Now they're on that '90s.
I swear, if they make a remake of like The Office or anything, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm checking out.
I'll
can't
cancel the internet.
I'll write a
I'll
letter
do
to the
something
internet.
drastic. Dude,
Yeah,
it's
so I
bad.
can't
Like,
think of
stop
any
making remakes.
Yeah, like nothing original, bro. It's too much. I'm trying to think. Is there any other movies? I think there was one. I heard Netflix dropped a new movie with Chris Evans
Ryan
and
Gosling and
Ryan
Chris Evans,
Gosling.
yeah. The
I
Gray
heard it was
Man,
really good.
dude.
Was it good?
I saw it. It's primo, bro.
I'm gonna check
It's
that out tonight.
amazing. Definitely. Like I told my cousin about it, and he loved it. Still didn't think it was better than like Top Gun or anything, but nah, dude. Like this is like a legit movie, and I think there might be a sequel as well. So
Nice.
definitely
That's
worth
something good to look at. What else is there coming out?
Some
in
good
theaters?
news.
A good show, a good movie. I mean, The Boys was good. That's pretty much it. Everything else sucks. Don't even bother watch TV unless you're watching The Boys or Stranger Things.
Yeah, I
You
actually
don't
went
have to
back.
watch it. It's on our channel.
I went back and watched season 2. I think it was like episode 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever. The episode with like that random Indian chick who was like supposed to be her sister from the lab. Bro, thank God they like put an end to that. That made no sense.
I mean, I'm happy they
nothing
were
to do
able
with
to kill
anything.
off that plot line completely and be like, yeah, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. I'm good with that.
Everybody
Let
else
show writers
forgot though.
Yeah. He's like, everyone died in the lab. But what about everyone died in the lab?
If it was anybody who
Everyone.
had no plot armor, it would hurt.
Elle just made that shit up. That was all in her head.
That's facts.
That whole side quest. Oh man.
Oh,
Bro, what about some sports going on? You watching any baseball? You keeping up with the NBA trade rumors?
Nope. Nope.
He's betting on it though. I can tell you that much.
Now, what's up with you? You watch anything sports wise?
I mean, I've been keeping up with the NBA with Kevin Durant, holding the NBA hostage, requesting a trade out of the Brooklyn Nets, and every day, literally, the sports media is so slow right now. They're either talking about what's going on with Kevin Durant or that's it, or LeBron. Like that's it. You ain't missing out.
Really?
Yeah, that's literally all they're talking about is where's he gonna go? Is he gonna go to Boston? Right now, the talk is Boston, and their player Jaylen Brown's all mad because they're threatening to trade him, and it's too much drama, bro. Too much drama for me.
Yeah, I always
But I'll
felt like
watch.
the NBA was like dramatic, especially compared to like the NFL. Like nothing goes crazy in the NFL like it does in the NBA. You got LeBron sleeping with people's moms.
No, somebody slept with his mom.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure LeBron slept with
terrible.
somebody's mom. Oh, bro,
So
they had to
many
put him on
rumors.
like psychotic medicine the game when they found out he was
Wait,
doped
who?
up because he could. LeBron, when they found out his
Oh,
mom was
really?
sleeping with oh my god, Delonte West.
It's like, oh,
It was like
my heart.
my mom. You touched my drum set. He's freaking out. No. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really going on. It's pretty slow. I mean, you got the tennis. Who cares? I mean, baseball. I love baseball, but I mean, he's giving me his betting plays, his parlays every day. So I'll be watching baseball because of the tips he gives me, but that's about it. I mean, I'm a Yankees fan. I used to watch baseball every day, but there's too many games, and I got too invested. And I'd be like, there's 162 games. Imagine having 80 bad days because your team lost 80 times, bro. Couldn't do it. But Yankees are
Why
killing it
do
right
you
now. So
even
that's
play that much? Like,
I don't get it, dude. I mean, I don't know.
you watch any good UFC fights or keeping up with it?
Yeah, bro. I mean, since quarantine, I've been like hardcore into it. I've always been like a casual fan, but like UFC London happened Saturday, which I like when they do it in London because the fights are like 4 in the afternoon. So like I'm always betting on the UFC fights, so I love that. I can like watch it without having to stay up till 12 because I am old. And
Yes,
staying
it
up till
is.
12 is hard. But now, I mean, dude, UFC is really getting big, dude. They just dropped before we get into London. They just dropped like all these fights coming up. They have Sugar Sean O'Malley's fighting Peter Yan. He has no idea who I'm talking about. Nate Diaz is fighting Hamza Chimaev. What?
Not even a real person.
Oliveras is fighting Islam Makachev.
Yeah,
Another
he's just
dude
saying
like
random things. Aloe vera versus Israel.
Colgate's fighting Schick razors. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. But the UFC is really, they're putting together, like they're going hard the second half of the year. They're really like cranking up, and there's a couple of rumor fights, but man, I mean, UFC London, I mean, we had talked about it earlier. We could play the clip
Oh,
from Patty Pimblay. He talks about
this
like
dude,
men's
like,
mental health.
he
Going
went
into-
from fat to like skinny. Like I don't know if
Oh
you
my
saw the
God,
face.
dude.
That was wild.
He's got the most epic weight cuts. Like, dude, like he goes literally, he gains 50 pounds after his fight.
like worse
He
than
turns
Christian
into-
Bale, like gaining weight and losing weight. Like it's wild.
It's like Bane before the juice and Bane after the juice. Like, except instead of
This-
muscles, it's fat.
It's within the same year too.
Dude, it's within
But
weeks.
but yeah, like the dude, like I appreciate what he said, like after his fight, like because like there's a lot of men going through a lot of stuff and they're not talking about anything, and it seems like out in public, like at least in America, like nobody cares about what men have to say anymore. So like a lot of people are killing themselves. I think the stats, like as far as 2020 goes, like 130 people kill themselves every day. Like actual like S word. I don't know if we can say the S word, but yeah, a lot of them every day.
I mean, yeah, I'm laughing because there's mannerisms, but yeah, I mean, it's mental health is like a serious thing, dude. Like, even like speaking as somebody who's like used to think it was kind of like in high school or like when you fresh out of high school, you think it's a joke until you start going through something. It's like, wow, like okay, I get it. Like I had my whole problem with like I had like mental health issues when I lost too much weight and like my body kind of like reverted, and I basically like went through like serious like depression, anxiety, and like, dude, it's like I don't know. I guess the best way I explain it to people is like waking up and like you have a gray filter over your whole mind, like everything is just gray and blah, and like sometimes you have that normally, then you kind of day goes on, you kind of shake it, and you come to life, but just
Yeah.
waking up day after day and like week after week and feeling hopeless. It's like it's real, man. It's like people need to talk, dude. Like it's
Yeah, and a lot of men, I feel like now more than ever, they just don't talk. Like they don't talk about anything, and they don't have anywhere to go. Like, yo, get yourself some boys. Like, create a small circle, get yourself some boys, and do what guys do.
yeah.
I don't know, like go on outings. We like to play fight sometimes. Turns into
I mean,
real fighting,
like,
but-
yeah, if you can't talk to your boys, talk to anybody, man. I mean, just talking about it, is a big thing. Like, even if you got to call a hotline, like, I mean,
yeah,
getting it out and like speaking those thoughts out and kind of working through it is super therapeutic. Just to hear it and just to kind of release, even if it's like something small, it's it's a heavy burden to be
I
carrying
think you
around,
could actually even text now. Like if you text or call 988, like it'll go to like a suicide prevention hotline or something. You just talk to somebody, or this isn't sponsored, but I think it's called BetterHelp. Like they also like provide help for mental health. Like, dude, it's a serious problem these days, and it's just like, right. I think the stats it was on the National Institute of Mental Health. Like a third, I think it's 4 times men are killing themselves 4 times the rate that women are. Like, and it's just like, bro, like that's wild. Like, I don't get how, like, well, no, I get how things are getting worse. Like,
I mean, we talked about it. Just listen to the beginning of our
yeah.
podcast. What we said.
Let's rewind.
But I mean, and dude, it's like and I think what goes unnoticed too is a lot of people don't talk about like there's alternate measures the way people are killing themselves. People are drinking themselves to death. People are doing drugs. People are
Dude, but
abusing
it's
other things
actually,
just to get to the same result.
but no, there are more people actually using firearms to get the job done now. I think for women, it's like a third of women use firearms. Like, that's wild. And 50% of men, actually, I think more than 50% of men use firearms to get the job done. Like, it's crazy.
But yeah, so we'll play this clip real quick.
There's a stigma in this world that men can't talk. If you're a man and you've got weight on your shoulders and you think the only way you can solve it by killing yourself, please speak to someone. Speak to anyone. I know I'd rather me mate cry on my shoulder than go to his funeral next week. So please, let's get rid of this stigma and men start talking.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got the idea, man. It's really inspiring to see. Like you could tell he's going through it, man. And I mean, he just put it all out there in the air, like like it's real.
I mean,
man.
when it finally hits home, like that's when like you actually see it for what it is, and like you realize, like, bro, this isn't just like something that other people go through. Like it's people in my life as well, and you'll never know because nobody actually wants to. I mean, I'm not gonna go around and be like, yo, Dan, I'm depressed, I'm gonna kill myself. I think nobody's gonna do that. Like,
Nah, nobody that's serious about it, that seriously needs help. Because usually people who are serious and like seriously need help are the ones who are suffering in silence, like, and just are gone one day.
Man.
But I mean, and it's also, it's you can't be scared to ask somebody if they're okay too. Like, if you think somebody's in trouble,
but
like, talk
actually
to them. Like,
mean it though. Like, I hate when like you're talking to people and
You
they
alright?
ask you, oh, how are you doing? Like, it's just like something we just say now and nobody actually means it. And then even when you respond like, oh, I'm good, I'll be having the worst day ever. Be like, yeah, I'm good, I'm straight. It's like,
yeah, good, mate.
Nope. Like, I don't know. It's just like, we lost a lot of I feel like we lost a lot of touch with like being real and honest with people these days, and everybody wants to preach love is love, but like nobody really loves anybody. Like, how
Everyone
are you canceling all these people?
Nobody actually really cares. Like,
like, man, I hate today. Like, why couldn't I be born earlier, God?
Careful.
Oh, racism.
You go back too far. Why couldn't I be born later? But yeah, like if you guys are struggling, you need to like take the initiative, man. Like, get help. Like, that's it. Like, Get help.
Either get help or just go to your small circle and just talk to somebody that you can trust.
Yep.
Because we all need somebody. We all need to talk to somebody. So find
Facts.
something.
Back to UFC, bro. So I know you don't really follow the UFC, but I gotta talk about this. Nate Diaz, he is like the OG of the UFC. He is one of the top dogs. Like he wasn't one of the starters, but he is like him and Conor McGregor are like they fought twice. They had some good fights. They both won one. They're like the OGs, and he's on the last fight of his contract. He makes some of the most money, and they're putting him against Hamza Chimaev. This guy is a killer, bro.
Another name.
Like, I feel like they're putting this guy in his grave. Like, I don't know how you guys feel. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but oh my gosh, dude! Like, it's
wait, who's it worse for? I actually know who Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz is worse for us. It's worse for him because he's going against a straight killer. I feel like the UFC,
an old dog going against
the UFC is doing him dirty. He'll go up to you and be like, "Hey, what's up, bro? You want to stop?" His move is called the Stockton slap, where he just slaps people. He'll be fighting.
Really?
Open hand slap, bro. Look it up. Stockton slap.
So disrespectful.
He'll slap.
Be so mad.
He'll hit you with like a 1-2 slap and then punch, bro. But the thing about Nate Diaz, like he's lost his last like 3 or 4, maybe 5 fights, but he doesn't get knocked out. And he like at the end of it'll be like round 5, like the other guy's dying, and all of a sudden Nate Diaz is like making a comeback because he just he doesn't get tired. So like the whole joke around the UFC is like Nate Diaz just doesn't lose fights; they just run out of time. Because if every fight was 20 rounds, Nate Diaz would win every single fight. And he's like the biggest star in the UFC.
He probably does he focus on jiu-jitsu a lot?
Yeah, well he could box, but he's like a high level black belt jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's probably why. Because in jiu-jitsu, you're just like reacting to what they're doing, and then you just wait for the right moment, and you pretty much, if you know technique, you pretty much never get tired. Like you use the other person to leverage against them, and then you just choke them out afterwards. And it's like, yeah, well, I wasn't tired. I was just waiting for the right moment.
That and Charles Oliveira, man. Like, if you got time, look at his story, bro. Like, talk about inspiration. This dude, he's won his last 3 or 4 fights. They stripped his title his last fight because he was a half pound overweight at the weigh-ins. And it was out of the UFC's hands. It was the commissioning. I think it was either Vegas or New York fighting commissioning. They stripped the title. This guy, his last 4 fights, dude, he comes out. He's the underdog in every fight. He gets tagged the first round almost every fight, but then he comes back and just starches the people, dude. Either knocks him out or just gets him to submit, dude. It's he's inspirational, bro. He's a big Christian. I love watching this guy fight, dude. He is I don't know. There's something motivating about that. Being counted out, they say he's a quitter. He gets fucked up and he comes back. It's like Rocky. Except he's Spanish and it's real.
El Rocco.
But yeah, if you guys haven't checked him out, Charles Oliveira's he's fighting Islam Makhachev, who's on a 10-fight winning streak. And they said if he beats Islam, Habib is gonna come back. Yeah, he don't know.
Oliveira versus Islam guy.
Casual.
That's
he's
what
a
he
casual. he'll take my bets though if I tell him to bet on somebody.
Yeah.
Juliana Pena. You're welcome. She's fighting this weekend. The rematch of that one fight. Yeah. She's an underdog again, too. I might bet on her again.
Say less.
Manny Nunes, Pena, too. Not financial advice, but put your money on Pena. I got a feeling.
I've got a feeling.
What about boxing, bro? You watching any boxing?
Nah.
Jake Paul?
Honestly, I don't know. I stopped watching sports after the Patriots won the last Super Bowl that they did. I was just like, yo.
That was 10 years ago,
time I
bro.
take my talents to something else. So
the Patriots' time is over.
Yeah, it was over a long time ago.
I mean, with DraftKings, though, I was watching more playoff football last year than I've watched in a long time being a Giants fan, but I loved it. Oh, it was great.
Oh, I forgot you're a Giants fan. Ugh. It's better than the Jets, I guess. You're a Jets
better
fan.
for me because we beat you all twice in the Super Bowl. Eli,
how many Super Bowl rings I got? Oh, all right.
You got none.
Oh, all right.
Maverick D has 0. Look next to your name, 0 rings. Yeah, Tom Brady fan. All right, 7 rings.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah,
bro.
but he kissed his son on the mouth way too long.
He's just very loving, all right? He's a loving father.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the whole thing. I'm hoping it's just, just a creepy thing.
Yeah, do white people do that? Like,
I mean, Italians do, but like, it's not like there's
you
no
make out
linger.
with your dad every now and then.
Nah, we'll do like kissing the cheek and we'll do like, hey, father,
Yeah.
yeah.
Person's face. All right.
But yeah, no, none of that.
Uh,
None of that. Like, I don't know. It's a little far. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Sitting and laying down, got a massage. Like, come here, son. Come say goodnight to daddy.
Give Papa a kiss.
Oh man,
Yeah,
they
while
must
he was
get
getting a
roasted
massage.
at school, yo. That's wild.
Oh my god, bro. I would be tearing him up, dude. I would not let it end, dude. That's why you kiss your dad in the mouth. What's your dad's breath taste like?
Ugh. Like Birdman. And
Oh
Little
man.
Wayne.
Did you see that you see that post of Vin Diesel celebrating his birthday with the lady from Fast and Furious, that old ass lady, and they're like hugging and like it looked like they're making out. I don't know. I guess they're friends. I mean, I don't know, it was a little weird for
They're
me,
not
bro.
friends, all right. They're family. 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 Family.
I mean, what do you feel about like the age gaps in relationships?
I mean, it's kind of weird because I feel like there's a certain limit, like maybe like 10 years max is acceptable, but would it be sexist for me to say like it's weird if it's like an older woman with a younger guy rather than an older guy with a younger
but go
guy?
on.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, like as far as like, all right, so you look at relationship with an older guy than a younger woman. That's pretty much like how relationships have mostly been. Like you go back till who knows when, like the beginning of the ages. It's always been like an older guy with a younger woman, and it's fine because as far as like who's providing, who's protecting, who's actually leading the relationships, typically it's men. So with an older man, you have that wisdom and that knowledge of certain things he has to provide and do, whereas she's giving a different type of aspect to the relationship. So it works. But when you have like an older woman and like a younger guy, most of the times, like as far as like what I've heard, it's mostly like a sexual relationship.
Mm.
And I mean, it's weird. All the ones I've seen where it's like an older woman with a younger guy, like she's been like a granny or something, and he's like, it's always been like a wild like gap or something where she's like in her 50s and he's like in his 20s. Like it's crazy.
It usually always comes down to money, right? I mean, even with like, the men and the women, it's like, Ann Nicole, like you see all these cougars with their little, young, their young boyfriends. Like it's money, but I mean, comfortably, you say you think 10 years. I think that's pretty realistically, but it also depends
10
which 10 years. Like 20 to 30
I mean,
is
like,
big.
you gotta be at least like 30 or something if you're doing 10 years. Because I mean, like, yeah, if you go younger, then like danger zone.
Like I think like 25 to 35 is probably pretty realistic. I mean, I don't know, maybe for women, but I feel like I don't know. I feel I'm not even 35. I just turned 32. But like I feel like I was a lot more immature at 25, and I'm sure I'll say the same thing when I turn like 40. That I was a lot more immature now. So I mean, I'm a cartoon. So,
but I mean, like at least like, yeah, like you said, I think like 35, 25 would be like the best age, the most optimal age range, because at least like speaking from a male perspective, if you're a guy at 35, you have your stuff down, and then if she's like at 25, she's out of school or out of college, or if she did that, and she's kind of got her, like she's kind of settled down, she knows enough about the world, and 25 is like that age range where you can do everything, rent a car without paying a fee, you can drink if you drink, you can do whatever at 25. Like that's like the highest age of like being an adult without like limitations.
I feel for you, bro, in this dating pool now, man. I'm happy I'm like locked down. Like I'm not married, but I'm in a committed relationship, and like
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel
when's that gonna happen, boy?
that's not for this podcast.
We're
We're talking about you.
Talk about this now, right? I got you, Solo.
But yeah, like you threw me off my circle here. Nah, I
yeah,
feel
like
for you guys in
dating
dating pool,
these
man. Like
days.
it's tough, bro. Like I said, I was a wingman for my boy, one of my best friends for a while, dude. And I was just like, he's older than me, and I was trying to help him pick up chicks, and I'm like, oh, dude, there's just nothing to say. Try to have a conversation, and it starts off good, then you realize like most of these people, not just girls, in this case, just girls, but guys too, hollow, bro. Just hollow. There's just nothing going on inside there, bro. Like very,
Wait, so
like, base
is it
level,
was
very
it
like
was it more so like you being a wingman, or was it more so like him
Wingman.
not having anything to say, or she didn't have
no, like
much to
wingman.
say?
So like when you're a wingman, at least when you're a good wingman, like
Oh, I'm a great
you're
wingman.
part of like the relationship starting. You're asking about, you're learning about the girl too along with your boy. You're like, yo, my man's
Yeah.
right here. Yo, this is Jessica right here. Like Jessica is absolutely shallow and has nothing going on in her life. Perfect.
Don't say that in
Like,
public, though.
But that's what I found. Like most of these people, I'd be trying to like play matchmaker. I'm like, man.
Well, that's like what dating is now. Like, oh man,
Yeah.
like people don't really have much like interesting things to say. And
How much to offer in general, bro? Like,
well, I don't know about like offering is like a different. That's like a different conversation, because then you get into like a role, like gender roles, or just dynamics of how you want the relationship to be. But
well, not even so
before
much
you get
that,
to
bro. Like
part-
when I say like offering, I mean like what like what, not so much like what
To
you
the
can do
conversation?
is like, yeah, offering just a perspective, bro. Like what have you done in life? What have you seen in life? Like have you been out of this state?
well, the thing is,
Like, do you go to any bar besides this bar? Have you gone to the bar down the street? Like what are we doing here? Like I'm telling you,
feel like-
dude, like it's crazy.
it's at least like in my experience and what I've seen, it's sort of like you as a man, you have to pretty much be the most interesting man in the world. And then like you don't even have to care what she's done. It's more so about you.
Oh, it's
And-
Hitch over here. Okay.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's part of the problem with like dating now. Like a lot of the women that I've talked to are just boring.
Mm.
Like, I don't know, maybe I get bored like too easy or too fast or something, but you'll have like a conversation and you'll try to like,
Andrew Tate over here.
yeah, women should put numbers on the foreheads. Says how many men they slept with.
Bro, this guy is crazy. Good guy.
Andrew Tate is wild, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
But I feel like he
He's
does
great.
like, he says all the stuff that he says on purpose just to like get a
Oh,
reaction.
yeah.
out
He's
of it.
actually a really good like marketer, and like he's very like like he knows how to talk and knows how to like he knows his
Yeah.
character. He's definitely steering into it. But yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
But yeah, like I don't know, it's just like you have to, as a man, you have to be interesting. And a lot of women are expecting men to be great storytellers, be great like questionnaires without like making it feel like an interview. You have to be on game like now. And it's a seller's market, because like a lot of these women, they have options from all around the world, and if you say one wrong thing, dude, you're gone. Like
Swipe
your
right.
application's denied.
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, it's just like women, dude. Like, I feel like majority of women just have, if they, like you said, if they get bored, they have sex at their fingertips on their phone. Just,
Bro, that's why you gotta, as a man, you gotta focus on yourself, like get a good career, like be on point with just be on point with have a job, have a car, have a spot, and like have friends that you actually engage in activities with, and not so much focus on trying to get a girl, but focus on having like an enjoyable life, and then maybe she'll come around.
well, yeah, I think like that was a big turning point for myself once I realized like nobody in the world is gonna make me happy but
Yeah.
me.
And
I
think
even when like I was, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say like I was heavier when I was in high school. Like, I was fat, and like I thought losing weight was gonna make me happy. It
Go for
didn't.
dopamine.
Like it still has to. It still has to come from
You're
like
skinny now.
self-esteem. Yeah, I'm fit. It still has to come from like yourself. Like you still have to, your self-confidence still. It doesn't, just you think everything's gonna make like one thing's gonna make everything better. It's never that, dude. Like
No.
you got your self-esteem has to come from you. Like, and it's just nothing's gonna fix your problems but yourself. I think that's what I'm
Well, I
getting
mean, like, think about like materials that you've gotten. Like, I got an Apple
Mhm.
Watch. Like the
Oh,
first day, I
chill.
was like, "Yo, this is dope." The next day, I'm like, like you don't really care.
No.
So like,
Same with the
I
car,
feel
dude.
like it's the same with like people. Like, even though you'll have like interesting people come in your life and exciting people come in your life, they're not there to keep you happy. Like, you have to keep yourself happy, and then you have to give that happiness to others because as humans, I feel like we're supposed to be giving rather than taking. Like people just need to stop focusing on themselves and focus more on having other people or making other people feel enjoyable, and you'll gain like a deeper sense of pleasure from that as
It's
opposed
facts,
to
man.
like focusing on your problems and what you have to do. And it's where you got to start, but the end goal is to give.
It's facts. I like that. I like that. That's pretty. It's pretty wise. Wise man over here. Wise guy over here.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you get all the updates.
Be sure to drop us a comment. Let us know what kind of content you guys want to see from the metaverse, in the metaverse. We look forward to bringing you new videos every Tuesday and Friday.